start the session on a strategic research agenda for multilingual Europe. In these 2 days, we have discussed about multilingual Europe, touching many different aspects, looking at many different dimensions from various viewpoints, looking at research, innovation, industry, funding agencies, also geographic differences, and so on. Now in this session, which is, I think, a very important session, we will see also how these various dimensions can or will contribute to shape the future of multilingual Europe. And it seems to me, I think to all of us, that the strategic, so-called strategic research agenda is one of the most important results, probably, of MetaNet, if we want, as we want, to influence the future of the field. So we start in this session to see where we are. And I hope that many of you at the end in the discussion time will contribute, because we need the contribution of everyone on this topic. Now we have 3 talks, let's say, and the one which is unnamed in the printed version of the program, but no longer in the web version, is known now, and obviously is Hans. So we start with Hans Uskorait, who will give us a short introduction to the session.
So good afternoon. I can make this part very short because this introductory remarks shall only serve the purpose to fill in those of you who are not yet familiar to the general strategy of MetaNet concerning community building, vision building, and the development of an SRA for the entire field of language community. And instead of repeating earlier talks and showing you again all of these slides, let me just abbreviate it in a nutshell so that we can jump to the newer material, which is a summary of the vision derived in our vision process and the preliminary state of discussion on the SRA as a result of the work of the Meta Technology Council. So first, just a brief repetition, summing up the general strategy. The general strategy is to go. I showed it in the very beginning of this conference. The strategy is to start with as much input as possible, relying on earlier surveys from the field, surveying all the languages that we can survey, up to now 30 languages. You heard about the results. Getting the input from initiatives such as FlareNet, Clarin, and others. Talking to the language communities, to the National Language Institutes, united in EFNIL. Talking to industries and sectors. Talking to other technology areas. Getting all this stuff together that will help us or help the representatives of the field in the Technology Council to make really an informed decision, make informed decisions, and involve the community at large in a web-based discussion forum, in special discussion meetings that we staged at several conferences, and at this forum, and maybe even the next one. Yeah? So this is all input to this process. So, and we will describe it, I will describe it a little bit more formally later. So this is just to get you to filled in. What has happened so far? The vision groups, the 3 vision groups that we had, met 3 times each at different places. Many of the members of these vision groups came from industry, not just from European language technology providers, small and medium enterprises, but also representatives of large corporations, even of large international corporations like IBM and Google, and so they were involved, Microsoft and Google, and of language service providers, language communities, research, and so on. So these people met in the 3 vision groups and did their best in trying to envisage either the upcoming changes, developments for the next decade, or to say which changes could there be in addition, or which ones could be maybe accelerated by our work. So that they worked on, and you will hear a report on this by Joseph. Joseph will give you a condensed version of all of this. So then and by the way, this is all up for discussion, and many people actually already participated in the discussion on the web, on the forum, on the other meta forum, the virtual meta forum, on the web, on our discussion forum on the web. Many people did, so we were happy to get feedback. But then there is a rather striking contrast between the number of people who tell me with worried faces that they want to participate and put in their input, and the number of people who do it. So that may be in general. We always want to, when we stay in a hotel and we want to complain later or give a good remark, we never do it. And whether we want to give feedback to an airline or whether we want to participate in our neighborhood planning, in the end, it's maybe the neighbors. We are too busy doing our research and to work. So let me ask you again, so right now, and I will repeat this at the very end, I will repeat it once more. You have to listen to it once more. We need your input. It's very, very important. It's not only important, I mean, even if you say, I like everything as it is, you have guessed my secret wishes, so everything is perfectly fine. It makes a difference of you saying that at home, or deciding not to put in your feedback, or having shown documentable feedback from hundreds of people and organizations. That can make a difference at the end when we put in our planning to the next stages, when we present it to the decision makers. So please do this. And right now, I would then like to already now, because we will probably need all the time, to Joseph, talking on the vision process, and then I will come up again and sum up where we stand with respect to the strategic research agenda.